Okay, my name is Phil Bradburn and I am running the coast of the UK over a few years, not just all in one go because that would be all a little bit silly. Anyway, I'm a member of a number of running clubs, Serpentine in London, Maidstone Harriers in Kent and Edgerton Running Club in Kent, but I'm also a member of a Facebook group which is Running Distance, and that's really good because it means that I don't clog up my whole personal Facebook feed full of running and Strava links and all that kind of stuff, because that sends all my friends batshit crazy. So, anyway, on the Facebook group Running Distance, I asked whether anyone had any questions that they'd like me to answer, maybe some advice. Though I'm not quite sure why anyone would want to listen to advice from me, because advice works for different people. People do different things. Things that work for me may not work for you. But anyway, I thought I'd try and answer some questions, mostly about the challenge, but there's other stuff that comes up as well. So between the 1st and the 4th of April, we've got 200 miles to run. I'm running with a few friends of mine along the coast, and we are running from Hythe in Kent to Bournemouth in Dorset. I think it's in Dorset. I hope so anyway. It's about 5 counties. Anyway, we're running all along the coast, and it's going to be quite hard because we've got a few really tough stretches because there's quite a lot of up. So anyway, I asked whether anyone had any questions, and I'm going to give some answers. I've broken these into smaller sections so that no one gets too bored. So this first set of questions is about motivation, and I'll try and keep these answers really short. So Lisa Sargent asked, how do I stay motivated when I don't want to run? Actually, that's a really great question, but it's a really easy answer. So I always want to run. I love running. I enjoy running. It gives me things that nothing else in my life can give me. A complete clear headspace. Although I suppose alcohol might do that. But anyway, it helps me keep my fitness. It helps me meet new people. I meet amazing people through running, and it gets me to places that kind of physical places that a lot of people just will not have seen because it's not within 2 miles of a National Trust car park or something like that. Anyway, the fact is I always want to run, and I only ever don't run when I'm injured, and that sends me absolutely crazy. I know that many people don't like running in the rain, or when it's cold, or when it's windy, or when it's too hot. I'm not super keen on the heat, but I do know that there's many people in the world who find it really difficult to run for properly difficult reasons. So, they might be blind and need to find a guide runner and that kind of thing. So I think we should be really grateful that we can just run straight out the door, and the only thing stopping us is us. So that's the first question. The second question is from Liam Gibson. Hey, Liam, good friend of mine, said, who are my running inspirations and why? Okay, so I could sit here and reel off a ton of names like Scott Jurek, James Adams, and all kinds of other great runners. I could reel off a ton of athletes, Jessica Ennis, all this kind of stuff. But actually, I think the people who I find really inspirational are the people who are closest to us. So, for example, Keith Dean, who is running the coast with us in April. He's a Maidstone Harrier, and he is a total machine. He just runs and runs. He's a really fast runner. He runs short distances, he runs long distances, and I've never run with him at a point where he's he's found it really, really, really difficult. So he's a total machine, and I think he's really inspiring. Uh, he's he's always there to help other people out and to help them achieve the goal. So I think he's a great running inspiration. I'm also really impressed by Zoe Norman. Of course, you know who Zoe is because she's your girlfriend. So I ran her first ultra with her last year, and and she was always good fun during that. She laughed, she joked, she had a bit of a moan from time to time, but she always smiled for the camera, and I think having fun is what ultras are all about. Okay, so that's second question. Third question was from Michelle Kimball, and she said, "Do I run for a charity, and is the one that's close to my heart?" Okay, so yes, I do run for a charity. I run for the Royal National Lifeboat Institute, and it's for perhaps two silly reasons and one really important reason. So, one, they are independent of government and they save so many lives along the coast. That's the really important reason. The second and third reasons are I love those little lifeboat fundraising boxes and stickers. I remember them when I was a kid, and really, really good fun. And the third reason is because I'm hoping that we might get a cup of tea and a custard cream when we run past some of these lifeboat stations when we run along the coast. Okay, final question. Liam Gibson. When I'm not listening to music, what goes through my mind and what do I use the time to think about? Okay, so loads of really crazy stuff goes through my mind when I am running and not listening to music. I guess, first of all, when I'm not listening to music, I'm listening to Radio 4 Today programme, which is always on in the morning when I'm running to work, and I enjoy kind of zoning out to that because there's always some really important issue going on, and it kind of just fills the background for me. I think the second thing is that I actually don't really think very much, but from time to time I'll find that some kind of crazy thought enters my head, and it's really stupid because during I remember during the Olympics and during the Commonwealth Games and so on, there was a Italian gymnast, and she had a really difficult name to pronounce, and I spent literally 50 miles trying to work out how to pronounce that name. That was during Long Distance Walkers Association run, and that was a lot of hours of trying to work out how to pronounce something. So lots of crazy things go through my mind, and some really, 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 really silly, super boring ones. Okay, so that's all that I have time for today, and I'll do another video tomorrow. Keep the questions coming, and please consider donating to www.justgiving.com /Hythe, that's HYTHE, TOIOW.